The full story of Abraham, from the Bible. The call of Abram. Long ago, in a place called Ur of the Chaldeans, there lived a man named Abram. He was married to Sarai, but they had no children. One day, God spoke to Abram and said, "Greater than leave your country, your people, and your father's household and go to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation. I will bless those who bless you. And all peoples on earth will be blessed through you." Genesis 12:1-3. At 75 years old, Abram obeyed. He took his wife Sarai, his nephew Lot, and all their belongings, and began a journey of faith to the land of Canaan. Sojourner in Canaan and Egypt. When Abram reached Canaan, God told him, "Greater than to your offspring, I will give this land." But a famine struck, so they went to Egypt. Fearing for his life, Abram told the Egyptians Sarai was his sister, not his wife. Pharaoh took Sarai into his palace, but God sent plagues. When Pharaoh found out the truth, he sent Abram and Sarai away. Abram and Lot separate. Back in Canaan, Abram and Lot grew wealthy. Their herdsmen quarreled, so Abram said to Lot, "Let's not fight. If you go left, I'll go right." Lot chose the lush Jordan Valley near Sodom, and Abram stayed in the land of Canaan. God's covenant with Abram. One night, God took Abram outside and said, "Greater than look up at the sky and count the stars, if you can. So shall your offspring be." Genesis 15:5. Abram believed God, and God counted it as righteousness. Hagar and Ishmael. Years passed, and Sarai still had no child. She told Abram to have a child with her servant Hagar. Hagar gave birth to Ishmael. But this wasn't the promised child. Conflict grew in the household. The covenant of circumcision and name change. When Abram was 99, God made a covenant and changed his name, from Abram, exalted father, to Abraham, father of many nations. From Sarai to Sarah, princess. God promised that Sarah would give birth to a son. As a sign, Abraham and all males in his household were circumcised. 3 visitors and the promise of Isaac. One day, 3 mysterious visitors came to Abraham's tent. He fed them, and they told him, "Greater than your wife Sarah will have a son next year." Sarah laughed, she was old. But God said, "Greater than is anything too hard for the Lord?"
Abraham pleads for Sodom. God planned to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah for their wickedness. But Abraham pleaded, "Will you destroy the righteous with the wicked? What if there are 50 righteous? 10? God said he would spare the city for even 10 righteous people. Sadly, not even 10 were found, and the cities were destroyed. But Lot and his daughters were rescued. Birth of Isaac. Just as God promised, Sarah gave birth to a son named Isaac, meaning laughter. Abraham was 100 years old. The testing of Abraham. Later, God tested Abraham. "Take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and sacrifice him on a mountain I will show you." Abraham obeyed. As he raised the knife, an angel called out, "Do not lay a hand on the boy. Now I know you fear God." A ram was caught in a bush nearby. Abraham offered it instead. God promised to bless Abraham greatly because of his faith. Final years and death. Sarah died at 127 years old, and Abraham buried her in a cave at Machpelah. Later, Abraham sent a servant to find a wife for Isaac. He brought back Rebekah from Mesopotamia. At 175 years old, Abraham died and was buried beside Sarah. His life became the foundation of the Jewish, Christian, and Islamic faiths. Key lessons from Abraham's life: faith even when things seem impossible. Obedience without full understanding. God keeps his promises, even if it takes time. Sacrifice and trust go hand in hand with true faith.